So as you guys may know, I just got back from Korea. It was a 2-week trip with my missus and a few of our friends, and it was an amazing experience. We did so many things and made so many good memories. We only had 2 weeks in Korea and we spent all that time in Seoul, and despite that our itinerary was jam-packed full of activities. Even though it was jam-packed, we still had things that we wanted to do that we couldn't fit in the time on the trip. We went sightseeing, shopping, karaoke, food. There was just so many things to do and so many options to go to. So in this video, I just want to share with you guys some of the amazing experiences I had in Seoul and the activities and the food that I had. Maybe this will reignite some memories of you being in Seoul or Korea if you've already been, or maybe it'll encourage you to go to Korea sometime soon. And here are some things we did in Seoul in no particular order. So one of the first things I did in Korea was get my hair permed at Juno Hair. And Juno Hair is a massive chain in Korea. There was like 3 of these hairdressers within the same vicinity of the one I got my hair done at. I got a perm on the top and a down perm on the side, and a down perm is basically a perm for the side of your hair so that it stays down, because Asian hair just grows straight out like 90 degrees, so it gets a bit fluffy, and the down perm helps it to look a lot more dark on the sides. I thought overall it was a cool and nice experience. I also got a haircut within that price, and overall I paid $100, so I think it was a nice experience and I think the price was really worth it. So you can't go to Seoul without checking out the COEX library because it's very Instagrammable, you see it everywhere online, and it's a very touristy area. And because it is a mall, there are a ton of shops to look at. There's Korean only stores and some recognizable Western stores. Oh, before I forget, the COEX Mall also has an aquarium in there. If you like marine animals, go check it out because there's some massive fish in there. Some nights we'll go to karaoke to kill some time, and of course karaoke is massive in Asia, and yeah, why wouldn't it be in Korea? One of the areas that I really did like in Seoul was Hongdae. It is a student area, so there's always something going on, such as street acts, and there's always people walking about even until the late of night. It's similar to Leicester Square in a way, but it's a whole strip, and there's shops that you can buy different things from, like clothes, products like an Olive Young. There's also karaoke options there. There's arcades there, which is so cool. It's like a multi-story arcade, so there's a few floors of games that you can play, and I don't want to brag, but I do hold a high score at one of those places, so if you want to beat me, go check it out. We did visit the Namsan Tower, which is a very, very tall tower on a very tall hill, or is it a mountain at that point? Either way, it was a very steep hill and we did not want to hike it, so we took a bus there. But yeah, it was really cool there. There's also a place right next to the Namsan Tower, which is called the Love Lock Bridge. It's basically a place where you can write messages on locks and you can hook it onto the bridge. And you can buy the locks there, so you don't actually have to bring your own locks. I did buy a lock and I did leave a message, so whenever I go back to Korea or Seoul, I'd love to go back and see if it's there. Now, going up the Namsan Tower is a really nice experience. You get a full 360-degree view of Seoul, and it's really cool because you can see the whole city all the way up to the next mountains, and being able to see Seoul 360 degrees all around so high up is a really cool experience. If you like amusement parks, then there is Lotte World in Seoul. We really liked it because it was indoors, so it didn't really matter if it was raining outside. Part of the park is indoors, sorry, and part of it is outdoors, but I think the larger part of it is indoors, and it's a really nice park. It's what you'd expect in an amusement park, but it was very different because it was indoors. There's a handful of rides that you can go on, but the lines do get long, so if you ever plan to go, I would recommend getting a fast pass. So if you're into shopping, then one of the places that you can go to is the Go-To Mall, otherwise known as the Express Bus Mall, or was it the Bus Mall Express, something like that. And there is like, don't quote me on this, I think around 600 stores in this underground shopping center. And I kid you not, this strip is so far down that you'd see the curvature of the earth before you see the end of the mall. That is how long it is. And it takes you hours to go through everything. But the one thing I want to point out is that there is a lot of clothes directed to women and very little clothes directed to men. So that's something to keep in mind if you want to go there. And the clothes there are really, really cheap. You can pick up pieces as cheap as $5. It was definitely a place that was surreal and really cool to check out. For me personally, the highlight of this trip was the Han River cruise. I booked it just in time for the sunset and just in time for the river light show. So it was a beautiful experience, and you cannot beat a really nice cool breeze on a yacht, you know, on the Han River whilst watching the sunset. That was my favourite activity on the whole trip. We also had instant ramen at the Han River. There's a very close convenience store that you can go to, buy your instant ramen and make the ramen there. It was a really cool experience, and it was really cool to do it at night as well, since there was a nice cool breeze and you got some hot ramen to eat next to a river whilst the light show is still going on and everybody there is just chilling and having a good time. One of our final activities was hiring hanboks to enter the Grand Palace for free. It was a really cool experience, and I really liked looking at all the nice architecture and see the palace from within. It was also a very cool place and a really good opportunity to take really cool pictures. And overall, I think it's just a really smart way to get tourists like myself to do very cultural things in Korea whilst doing touristy things, if that makes sense. So yeah, those were some of the activities that we did. It wasn't everything. There was so much more that I've probably forgotten and I'll need to review them. But let's go on to food, because in Korea the food is just amazing. There was nothing that I ate that I thought tasted bad. Everything was really good or exceeded my expectations. And one of the things that really stood out was cold noodles. But we'll get onto that. To start things off with, I want to talk about breakfast, and this is just not a breakfast item. You can have it for any meal or just a snack, and it's Isaac toast. It's so good. What makes it even better is that it's super affordable and everything on the menu tastes great. I think this place is in Hongdae, and I don't know the name of it because it was just fully in Korean. Everything was in Korean, I kid you not. The menu was fully Korean, the servers didn't know English, and yeah, we just stood out like a sore thumb because we entered this place that was obviously just catering towards Koreans, and we had to get by using Google Translate, luckily, and we got our food finally, and it was delicious. It was one of the best meals I had in Korea, and you should definitely try find out what this place is, or where this place is, because it's really, really good. So Hongdae is known as being a student area with a thriving nightlife. But we went there to cafe hop because there's just so many cafes around the area that we just had to try as many as we could. And one that really stood out to me was Perception. I love how cozy the cafe was. It wasn't that big and the atmosphere was amazing, including its interior design. It had these wooden blocks on the wall and it just looked really cool. But what really stood out to me was their drinks. Everything that we ordered tasted amazing. It was a drink called an Einspinner. I know that I am butchering the name of the drink, but it was so delicious. It was like coffee with salt and cream. I don't know how to explain it, but it just tasted so good. And I wish that it was available to get in London. On one of the days, we had congee for breakfast. And basically congee is like a rice porridge. I got the abalone because I think that was what's very popular in Korea and it was popular on the menu. And yeah, it was definitely delicious. And one thing that I really liked from them was their octopus kimchi. It went really well with the congee. I'm like salivating as I'm thinking about it. So whilst in Korea, a lot of people encouraged me to go to the Netflix lady in Gwangjang Market to have her noodles. And I have to say, her cold noodles were the best I've had in Korea. It was so flavorful, it was so tasty, and it was just perfect for the May heat. So if you're ever in Gwangjang Market, definitely give her cold noodles a try. I think that she's popular for the hot option, but her cold noodles they are so much better, in my opinion. So our final meal in Korea was surprisingly not Korean food. It was actually Thai from Tuk Tuk Noodles. Their food is top notch. It was probably my favorite meal out of the whole trip, which is really weird and ironic that I had my best Thai meal in Korea. And my best meal in Korea was actually Thai. I don't know, maybe I'm just wrong in so many places, but it was delicious and it was very affordable. They have a dish called soft shell crab curry and it was just delicious. Their pineapple fried rice was delicious. Their pork was delicious. Everything was delicious. I mean, I would love to have that meal again. It was just that good. So, you know, if you are in Korea or if you ever want to go to Korea, don't cut out other cuisines. This Thai food was out of this world. So those were just a few things I ate in Korea. I had so much more food and I probably forgot about it because it put me into a food coma. Food in Korea is just amazing. There's just so much to try, so much to eat. And if you are going for food, don't be afraid to put on weight because you will be eating that much. We did so much in Korea that those 2 weeks went by in a flash and I would have loved to experience everything again first time. It was just a really great trip. I do regret not taking more videos, so I apologize if the video does get a bit choppy at times. I really wanted to share some of my experiences with you guys because I just got back from a really cool trip. So I did pick up a few pieces in Korea, which I will be showing you guys in another video. There will be a link in the description below once it's been made. I really do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. And as always, thank you so much for watching the video, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Peace.